Hello everyone. They I want to show you my experiment on investing in crypto. I'm not really recommend crypto because they call it risk asset. Risk asset mean that like it a lot like a lot like bigger risk, but like they have like in like the investor it's usually like they have their own risk appetite and like the more risk, like you have got the more return. So remember, like, so let's say we call it risk doesn't stay, like the price doesn't stay still. Like, let's say if you see like when it start, in February, and I bought like for $82, 400 coins, about $32,000. And in May, it went up to $96, and I actually make $6,100. But now it's like a month later in June, and I'm actually, instead of gain 6,000, I actually lost 3,000. So it like about a month, I'm pretty much I'm down about almost $10,000. And a couple days ago, I was down, like when it went down to $60, I was down about 14,000. So yeah, this is really risky asset. So the price is very volatile. And one more, like, just a moments ago, I checked the price, it was $73, and now like 74.74. See, like, so the price is really volatile, really change a lot. Sometimes it you know, like today, just like in 24 hours, it was $71, 71, almost 72, and now like 74, almost 75 in you know, less than 24 hours. So this called like risky asset, and like you actually can make a lot of money, and you can also lose a lot of money. For example, let's say for in 1 year, the, the maximum price like $247, and then this year like it went down to 62. So let's say if you sell over here and buy over here, so you actually make a lot of money. Let's say you sell like one coin in like 270, and then when it's 62, like you buy one coin back, and then you make like $1,800 something, like, or you make $180. So you pretty much you make a lot of money. But however, if you buy this when it 247, and when it come down to 62, so that means that you actually lost a lot of money. That's why I call risky asset, and it really like you can lose a lot of money. So you can make a lot of money, and you also can lose a lot of money. And this is just a warning. The same thing as like all cryptocurrency, Ethereum. Let's see, 1 year it come down from 4,000, almost 5,000 to 1,500. Bitcoin, the same thing. It came down from 122,000 to like 56,000. So it came down a lot. And so like this one, like I like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana, those three. But like I decided to my experiment with Solana because in 1 year Solana came down a lot, almost four times. 64 times, yeah, almost four times. So let's say if I bought like about $60 and it went back to 240, I'm four times I 4x my money. So that's why I'm gonna try to do that. And like I'm not really thinking that it's gonna go like, at the end of the year and go back this much. I was thinking about it go back to 100, 120. I'm still, making money. And it like it will recover, but it'll take time. Sometimes it take 3 years, sometimes it take only 1 year. So it's just a waiting game. If it will go down will go down this year, yeah, it might come back down. It might be go back up to 160 or something. So, like I'm in finance, and they say the price of stock the same thing as Bitcoin, although it's just like random walk. Every day you don't know it, like like now it go up, but you don't know like the next day you don't know it either go down or go up. So it's just like the random walk. You cannot tell, but like this my prediction. Like in July, it might come back down to $60, or now it's 75, or I think in July might be go to 80 or 85, come back. I think like this two kind of like base, 70 to 80 kind of like base market, 60 to 70 it bear market, and 80 to 85 I think that will be bull market, go back to 80 85. And in August, I think the price should be the same, but maybe if bull market, it might go up to 190. At the end of the year, you see like bear market might be around from 60 to 80. If the bear market, base market might be 80 to 100, and bull market it might be go from 100 to 20. So it will see at the end of the year, and it depends on like geopolitical politic, and also the macro, like especially the interest rate. Like the Fed chair Kevin Walsh, he might be decide to cut rate, and when he cut rate, everybody happy. All the stock market will go up, and the cryptocurrency follow. So we'll see at the end of the year, see if I will make anything. But like to look at this, I look at 1 month trends. See from now, from the 30, 31st to the 7, I think it like we in bear market now. If it continue the trend like last month, maybe at least come down to about 68 or $65. Maybe it's not go down to $60, but it might be stay in 60, 65 something, and then stay down and start to come back up around the 15 to the 22 or something. We'll see if the trend it kept the trend like last month. And also we see gold today actually come back down under $4,000. Yeah, from all-time high was 50,000. All-time high was 53,000. So gold actually coming back down because again the war in Iran, it kind of like over, almost over. So and again the investor like sell off gold. Gold they consider safe haven investment. So they investor maybe they have appetite on their risk, their risk asset, like especially AI stock and SpaceX or something like that. Though it's like even though it more like pretty much I feel like we in the AI bubble right now. So that's why the company and the company that say they're doing AI it like going up like crazy. I remember like not too long ago a shoe company and like announced they will doing AI too, and it went up like 600 times, 600x. So I don't know what anybody say, but I think we definitely in a bubble. But like when the bubble gonna burst, we don't know. It might be in the next, at least in the next 5 or 10 years. Maybe at least in the next 5 years before it bursts. So you see WTI, it it came down to 68 or something, and now it went back up to 71, and now come back down to 69.77. And look like everybody, all like all the ETF, Nasdaq close up today. Dow Jones Industrial went up today. S&P 500 went up. PKW, this one is like really interesting. ETS because they they buy stock from company that doesn't keep the free cash flow hanging around because free cash flow $100 worth of free cash flow in the company worth only $70 because management will waste their free cash flow money like buying like luxury, like I don't know, private jet, building building that the company doesn't need it. So this company buy I think 160 company that doesn't like when they have like free cash flow they do the stock buyback. So pretty much when they have free cash flow they give money back to their shareholder instead of keeping in the company. And to be honest, it's like it doesn't have too much I think like look at 6 months, it doesn't have too much too much action at all, and it go up and down really slow. So this is really safe ETF, but it just break the record the other day, went to like 142.57. So it go up and go up really slow, but in the long run it still went up. So this one definitely like really safe and definitely better than I think the bond market. All right, let's look at the new today. June 30, US stock close out historical quarter. S&P 500, Nasdaq Composite posted stronger quarter gains in 2020. Investor look presents geopolitical tension and focus on resilient corporation earnings and continue enthusiasm on AI related company. Yeah, we can see all the stock BTS stock went up today. except PK. I think PKW today it just went down a little bit, but it's not that much. 142 to 141, so it's not that much a down. Yeah. So the stock market doing great this quarter. AI semiconductor stock continue to lead the market. Chipmakers remain the market biggest winners during the first half of 2026. Heavy spending by major cloud providers on AI infrastructure continues to fuel demand for advanced semiconductors. Yeah, because AI is uh, very demanding is the chips, oh, electricity, water, so and because they're demanding in chip a lot, so now like Apple, they cannot even find enough chips to make their phone, so they have to up the price, up the bid to buy the chips. That's why the phone and iPhone, the MacBook, and everything gonna be went up in price this year. Federal Reserve remain a major market focus. Investors are watching upcoming U.S. labor market inflation data clue about future interest rate decision. Market remain divided on timing of the next Fed policy move. So this like the Fed, it's they look at all this like labor market, inflation. So when the labor market's strong, they tend to leave the interest rate the same or actually go up because sometimes the economy too hot, they have to slow down the economy a little bit. The same thing, inflation, if inflation high, they might have to go up the interest rate to cool down the inflation a little bit. So the investor look at all the data and they predict that what the Fed gonna do because when they go up in interest rate, if you know that the Fed gonna go up interest rate, you know that the bond in the long term, 30-year bond and everything is gonna go down in value. And the stock market and everything that long gonna go down in value. So Inv- investor look at all this data and can predict that what the Fed gonna do, and the market remain like some people think that the Fed gonna cut the rate, and some people think the Fed gonna you know increase the rate. So yeah, it's like we don't have unanimous yet. So, but we will see. But if you like principal investor and investing in Nasdaq, Dow Jones, S&P 500, you don't worry about any of those. You just put the money in here, and in the long run, 5 years later, you know that your money almost double, like almost every 5 year, from 4,000 to almost like 8,000. So like if you don't know what you're doing, just put your money in S&P 500 and almost double every 5 years. So yeah, but investors, especially people who do day trading, they look at all that and try to predict what the Fed gonna do, and then try to beat the market. Oil price stabilize after Middle East tension. Crude oil has retreated from recent high. A concern over supply disruption ease. Lower price have improved investor sentiment and reduced inflation worry. Yeah, I'm like 3 months ago, you tell me oil price under $70. I'm like, I really don't believe it because it was 120 dollar, and everybody thinking it might go to $200 a barrel, but now just like Trump said, it dropped down like a rock to under $70. So that's good news. Israel launched support package for technology sector. Israel announced a 1.6 billion shekels. I just I just know that like Israel Israel currency called shekel because like I don't know I heard that all the time, but this is the first time I'm kind of like really understand that. Yeah, I remember listening to the song called shekel. Wow. So 1.6 billion shekel, about $537 million to have export and technology company affected by appreciation of the shekel. Apparently, shekel Israel currency actually went up in value, and when the currency went up in value, go up in value, always hurt exporter. So when it hurt exporter, and I don't know, well, like I don't know, it hurt technology. It shouldn't hurt technology, but unless they export technology too, so but technology company now is in the bubble. They might just give them more money to, I guess, increase investment in data center or something. Mortgage rate edge lower. It was about 6.6. It come down about 6 base points. So the rate's still high, but at least it came down. The saving account have really good saving. High yield saving account attractive. Account deposit rate. So we see, yeah. Now I think the boomer really happy because the saving account actually make 4%, which is like, I don't know, 3, 4 years ago it's like under 1%. Same thing, money market account like make 5%, but this one it's a short term rate. So this one when the interest rate come down, it come down I think like almost every day, if not like maybe every month, if not every day. So this one really short term. But this one you can get a CD for like 1 year CD 4%. That is a really good deal. Current market remain volatile. The Japanese yen remain near. Okay, so the Japanese currency is low. Hmm. So when they're low, it's good for exportation. Increase speculation, increasing speculation that Japanese authority could intervene and support the currency. Yeah, I think the central bank can do something to raise up. Like not too long ago, like the interest rate of Japan were negative, and when your interest rate negative, nobody want Japanese currency because they usually buy Japanese currency to buy bond and make some uh make some interest. But when you have negative interest, usually like nobody want that currency. But they actually come positive, like I think last couple of years they've been positive, very low though. Investor begin to position second half of the season. Markets are shifting attention toward July earnings reports from major technology companies. with AI spending, profit margins, and forward guidance expected to be primarily catalysts for stocks. All right. So yeah, we're looking for second half earning in July and see what uh what the earning AI spending or something. What the next earning coming up. Let's see. I think tomorrow or in the next week we'll see like what company gonna like announce what's the earning with expectation and not. And the snapshot we have strong bullish momentum led by AI and semiconductor stock. Bond investor when new economic data for the Fed signal to increase or decrease bond rating. I mean like interest rate or stable after recent volatility. Gold and precious metal remain supported by inflation and uh, geo geopolitical concern, uncertainty. So gold it coming back down. 6 months it come back down from 5,300 to about 4,000, about 1,300 now. But they look at energy has still went, it's still up, but it's not up by a lot though. Wow, wow. So it went almost double and come back almost the same. So you see, like they say, gold is safe haven asset, but it's also volatility. Imagine you buy like gold at $4,700 and it dropped down to almost like under 4,000. You lost like you lost 1,300. So yeah, safe haven asset, but it's still there's volatility in there too. But like I say, in the long run it's always go up. All right, thank you very much for watching. And oh my goodness, what's going? Huh?